The software I'm using to make 3D images is After Effects. Insert your file. Take it down there to create a new composition. Now let's start. Select the pen tool. Make sure your fill is set to solid and the fill color is set to all black. Make sure your stroke is set to none. Now let's create a background. Make sure your background is a bit larger than the original image. Now rename it as background and make sure all of your layers are under the main image layer. Now let's create another layer for the body. And don't forget to make the color a bit lighter, because the more darker the color is, the more deeper its depth will be. So if it's lighter, the less depth, and now you will get the idea how it is 3D. To make round edges, click and hold, then drag. Now rename the layer as body and don't forget to put it under the main image layer. Now let's create another layer for the face. Make a lighter color. Now start getting through the face. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. Your edges can be a bit outside or inside. Now rename it as face and put it under the image layer. You can see it. Now make another layer for the eyes. Now here we will put a darker color as eyes are a bit inside in the face. There we go. Name the layer eyes. Put it under image layer. Let's create another layer for the outward coming parts of face like nose, chin, forehead. Now rename it. I'm writing the name as facial details and don't forget to put it under the image layer. Now the last thing we can do is maybe putting some depth to the neck. So let's do it. Now let's create the neck. Take a darker color as neck is a bit inward and create it. There you go, rename it because it is very useful to name all the layers. Put it under the image layer. Now the first step is complete. It may look like this. You can make corrections to it. And now go to Effects and Presets and search for Fast Box Blur. Select the pen layers And now apply this to them by double clicking. Now what you need to do is increase the blur radius. It won't be needed on the background, so let's select for body, increase it. That seems alright. Now for the face, and just like that for all of them. Now we're done. Let's go back to the comp. Now going back to project, add your image here and the composition we made underneath it. Resize them as you want them to be. Alright. Now go back to Effects and Presets, search for Displacement Map. Apply to the image. Select the source to be our composition we made. And set those colors to be luminance. Now the magic begins. Change the numbers, you see the difference. But if you will change them too much, the image will start to distort, so try not to increase them very much or decrease. Because if you do that, you will see something creepy like this. So better not do. Now let's set back to what they were. Set on the timers. Go to maybe 6 seconds. That is for my image. And adjust it to whatever you want. And here you can see the images getting outside of the frame and all that. We're going to set that also right by selecting our image and pressing S. We've got the scale. Get it back to 0 and set on the timer. Get back to 6 and increase the scale a bit. So yeah, that seems perfect. So this is how it's going to look. You can convert it to video and show off. And then you can create something, these type of stuff. Like this is how I created the Avengers 3D pic. Thanks for watching.